Hi, I'm Hallie and I make videos on lifestyle improvement, life hacks, and just overall how to have balance in the chaos of life. And sometimes people think when you are always giving advice and you have these solutions to answers that there is no craziness happening in your own life. If anything, it can't be more than the opposite. You kind of get advice and know how to go through things because your life is so crazy. So I want to add some story times every now and then, just telling you about things that I kind of go through and things that I've learned specifically from that lesson, like I kind of did in one of my stress videos. So, story time. Are you ready? I'm going to tell you about how just recently I bought a puppy, gave it as a Christmas surprise, how that ended up on Christmas Day, and you can kind of tell by the title kind of what happened and what I learned from it. Alright, story time. Are you ready? So, my dad is an amazing man. Love him, adore him. I feel like I'm kind of like him. And growing up, we always had frou-frou dogs. Growing up, we always had like a Lhasa Apso, or like most recently a Pomeranian, and a little fluffy dogs that we all love. But my dad has never had like a man dog, right? So he has always mentioned wanting like maybe a black lab or a lab as like a dog for him is something that he's always wanted. And so, you know, sometimes you don't listen to your parents, but as you get older, you kind of start to actually listen to what they're saying. And my family, we're really not into materialistic things. So as Christmases have gone by, we really are just like just to spend time with each other. So long story short, I talked to my brothers and sisters and was like, hey, why don't we put our money together and get dad a dog for Christmas? Like, if he's gonna get a dog, now's the time. He's not getting any younger, you know. So they agreed, and that's what we're gonna do. So we put our money together and got him a black lab. I live in San Diego, so I got in Orange County, and it was so cute. So from a litter of dogs, we kind of just pick. And then there's 3 boys that were black that I got to pick from. And I kind of like, on the first one I picked up, he kind of like was crying and was kind of very antsy, and I want a dog that fits my dad's personality. So I was like, okay, no, not for you. And then I was going to pick another one that had the red collar. I had a little, it was all black with a little white chin. But he was just like she even just told me, she's like, that one's a little crazy. And I was like, okay, next. And the last one was just like laying on top of his brothers and sisters, and I picked him up, started petting him. He literally just like melted in my arms and looked at me and just laid there and was like the most chill, calm, woo-saw dog of life. And I was like, sold! I want this one. So I left him there for just a little bit longer because I literally work 5 million gigs, and I wanted to not leave him once I got him. So long story short, me and my brother went to go get him. I had him a few days before I flew home to San Francisco for Christmas. So in those few days, can I tell you, I fell in love. Oh my gosh, this dog was so cute. It's a black lab, 9 weeks, adorable. Yes, within the first 10 seconds of being in my house, he pooed and peed on the floor, but that's what puppies do. But I literally was obsessed with him. The cutest little puppy, literally so much fun, cuddles, all that jazz. Whatever, let's get to the point, right? So I fly and pay the pet fee, whatever, and I was like nervous because I was like, he's 9 weeks old. As soon as I put him in the carrier, he's gonna cry. But if you have a puppy, my first advice is get him used to the little travel case that he's going to be in. So I would always have it around. He'd go in and go out of it. He kind of liked it, so it wasn't like this bad place to go. So by the time I had him in there, he was just chilling and walking with me. I even like walked to the beach and back with him in his carrier, just getting him used to it. So he was totally like, all right, let's get in this carrier, let's go on this plane. So anyways, I go on the plane, and you have to have him at your feet the whole time with the carrier closed, and I was like, he's gonna cry. But before that even happened, the flight was delayed by 3 hours. 3 hours. So yes, I had a puppy, and I had to kill time for 3 hours. So I was like, whatever, we got this, we got this. I was calling him Bear, but he had such a personality. His name turned into like Bagheera from Jungle Book. I don't know, that's what I was calling him. So anyways, me and Bagheera, I put out his pee pad and kind of like by the window of the airport when you're waiting, and I put kind of like my bags around it so he couldn't get out, and was just playing with him. But obviously the pee pad was there for him to use the bathroom. And he was actually really good for 3 hours. Like, we played, he napped, we chilled, whatever, and then the time wasn't as bad as it seemed. So then anyways, got on the plane, put him by my feet, and was just like, fingers crossed. Thankfully, I got a good flight. I had the whole road to myself. And he was chill. Take off. Didn't hear a peep. As the plane was going, I was like, are you alive in there? If anything, I just wanted to be next to him, so I like took him and put him next to me because I was just like, you're so precious, I love you. And then he wasn't chilling, he popped his head out, whatever. And then I put him back on my feet for landing, and he didn't care at all. I was like, you're the perfect puppy for my dad. So anyways, so I get there, I have my cousin pick me up so that my dad doesn't know that I'm coming with a creature, an animal for him. So then we get to my cousin's, I feed him and all the other stuff. Note to self, I was told by the vet, don't feed them 8 hours before the flight, and I did 6 hours just so that he used the bathroom before you go. So if you're flying with the animal, don't feed them at least 6 hours because you don't want them to go poo at the airport. Another tidbit right there. So anyways, we get there and I'm like, okay, should we surprise Dad on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning? Because I was like, I could wait till like I had envisioned like him being in bed, we all come like, hey, we usually sometimes open a present on Christmas Eve, and I was like, we can do it then. And then I was like, well, there's not a big difference, we can do it Christmas Day, because my other brother wasn't getting until the evening. And then I was like, well, if we do Christmas Day, we have to leave him at my cousin's and bother them on Christmas. It's a whole thing. And something in me was just like, you know what? It's Christmas Eve. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect or this Christmas morning situation. I just feel like, just do it now. Just do it now. He can go to sleep and play with this puppy and all this jazz. So, pay attention to that. So anyways, we get in the car, put a red bow on him. He's never peed on anybody, but he pees on my sister. And I was like, she was not happy about that. Shout out to my sister. You're a trooper. So anyways, then I go in and I'm like, hey Dad, like I just got in from the airport. And he's like, hey. And I was like, got your Christmas surprise. And he's like, you. And I'm like, obviously it's me. But no. And then right behind me, I move to the side. And then it's the puppy with the red bow on it. And he's like, what? And I'm like, surprise, surprise. I would show you the video, but I feel like this would turn into a vlog instead of a story time. So just let me know if you want me to show you that video, and I'll show you that video. So anyways, he's super excited, and my dad is honest. Like if he's not excited, he's just like, wow. But he was genuinely excited, so I was excited. We were all excited. He was so happy. And just to know that my dad and my mom do have not a puppy. They do have a dog. It's a Pomeranian. It's kind of old. It's like 10 years old, but it's still trucking, you know what I mean? But so he was sick that day, and so he was chill, so they didn't get to have time to play together. So anyways, it was all about the puppy that day. And then guess what happened Christmas morning? It happened Christmas morning. My dad's dog dies. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I still can't believe it. So anyways, so what happened was the dog was sick, the Pomeranian, not the puppy, the Pomeranian that my dad had. And they, at 5 a.m., it started to have seizures and all these things, complications. So my dad took it to the vet. And then the vet said, like, you know, it's not going to get any better. This is, like, how he's going to be spending the rest of his life. And then, long story short, they had made a decision to put him to sleep. But when they made that decision to put him to sleep, they went to say their goodbyes. And then the dog passed on its own. So it was time. They didn't have to make that decision. The dog made that decision. And literally, the old dog and the new puppy got to meet each other for maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes or something. But he was just he was already sick, but we didn't know he was deathly sick. But, yeah. So that was interesting. So something that I learned in sharing with you this story time is, what if I gave or felt like, or me and my brothers and sisters said, like, no, let's make everything perfect and give it to him Christmas morning. That's the morning his dog died. That would have been awkward, weird. I don't know what we would have even done. But something in my gut, which I'm a believer of Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Jesus is my homeboy. I believe that your gut, your spirit, you got to listen to it. You know, sometimes we think that these small decisions of like, no, I won't go to this place, or oh, I won't call this person, or oh, I won't do this thing. We think it's the smallest thing, but actually that smallest thing can make a bigger impact, if maybe not even on you, the next person. You know, if I just felt like, no, I wanted to make sure that this was a perfect Christmas surprise, and I wanted it the way I wanted it, it would have kind of ruined the moment for my dad. You know, I wasn't going to give him a puppy till like 7, 8 a.m. But 2 hours before, he would have just had to, you know, say goodbye to his animal, and he was in a very sad space. And so that would have ruined him receiving something that he was able to really enjoy and love in the moment the night before. So I just say that to say, like, and that's another thing. what if I didn't want to get him this puppy? You know what I mean? My dad would be dogless right now, and then if he did get a dog, it would take him some time to heal before he felt like he could be ready for that decision. So it's kind of like that day was literally the only last day you could possibly make that decision. You know what I mean? And I'm so thankful, you know what I mean, for my brothers and sisters for agreeing to do this with me. I'm just so thankful. I don't do it, I'm gonna be honest, I don't say I'm in tune all the time. You know, I'm human, but I'm so thankful to be able to, you know, listen to my gut, even when I said in my spirit, when I thought to give that to my dog, for us to give that to my dad, the dog, for Christmas, and then as well as Christmas Eve. So for you, I just encourage you, listen to your gut. This is a new year, and things that just seem like not a big deal, pay attention to those things. Don't do it in a stressful way, but pay attention into like a peaceful way making your decisions. You know, like if there's something telling you something, even if it doesn't make sense, listen to that, because you never know what a big impact that can make, not just on you, somebody else, and you don't even realize it. So yeah, that's my story time. If you want you know, a little video of how that whole experience went, all the way from getting the puppy to when I went on the plane and then the surprise, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see the puppy, I think I'm gonna probably put a picture of it in the screenshot, you know, what is it called? The thumbnail. That's what it's called. I'll probably put it in the thumbnail. But if you have any questions about puppies, I learned so much in a few days, let me tell you. Or any more story times, make sure you comment and like below, hit the bell, because these videos, they're trying to come to you every week in this new year. All right, peace, love, and balance.